Yep. So we started off with Git to the last on our in our last lesson. We mentioned that Git is just like it's a version control system. Basically, we use to track our changes or based on how much of work you've done. So you check in just to check in your changes basically. But just to start with, just to give us a quick refresher, I'm going to paste in some. Today is just going to be not Slido this time, just some couple of question and chat, just so um, check our knowledge a bit before we proceed um, to today's deep dive, basically. 1 second. Get just to check our knowledge. Basically. I'm going to post the first question in the chat. Uh, If you cannot respond, can mute or mute or just put your answer on chat as well. So the first question is, what does git commit do based on our previous lessons?
Is it sort of like finalizing your changes or like approving your changes before you submit them? I don't know. I don't have the word.
So anyone, yeah, good try. Anyone else want to try?
Come on, Michael.
I just got here, so I don't even know what the question is. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, I posted the chat. Okay, someone responded in chat, create a new comment. Yeah, you repeated the same comment. Yeah, I just need to understand what your understanding of about commit itself. So when you do a git commit, what are you actually doing, or what are you asking the computer to do?
You're just sending your changes or like kind of making a log of your changes,
Okay.
but you
Yeah.
don't like add it to your official code yet, right?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. It's actually not at that point. So when you use a git commit, it creates a snapshot. Remember, it creates a snapshot for us. Basically, it creates a snapshot for us locally using some checksum. You can remember we talked about this in the last section. So it's still kind of okay. It helps to identify the checksum, or it uses SHA-1 to identify its changes, basically. Yep, that's a good try. Just few more questions to ask. This is a true or false question. Let me edit that. True or false? Can I edit here? Does Git requires internet? Quick question. False, 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 false. Yeah. Thank you. That's very correct. Basically, Git works offline because it runs locally on a computer system. So you only require to put internet if you need to push it to the remote branch, basically. Or when you're working on a local branch, locally, so you can commit your changes to create different snapshots, but it does not require internet to work locally. Yeah. Thank you. So just one more. This is one more. Yeah. Let's see. Just a quick check-in. Which command it we use to stage files? If you want to stage a file, you make some changes on the file. Now you want to stage it.
Is that git add?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So when you have a change that you want to stage, is either use git add and specify the file name, or just use a dot to add all the files. Yeah. Correct. That's nice. One more, then we can proceed to this. Let me see if you can find one more. Let's see. Let's try this one and see. It's be easy, then we can start. Yeah. Which command creates a new Git repository? Branch? No. Account branch? Just kind of creating a branch? No. Yeah, someone just got it. Git init, yeah. So basically we use git init to create a new repository just to initialize and start to use Git. Yeah. Yep. Thanks for everyone that tried. So we can just crack on with today's lesson. Should be quick. Let me share my screen. Where were you? Yeah. Can you see my screen? Okay.
Yep.
Yep. Thank you. Yeah, so basically, these are some of the things we've discussed the last time. I know we stopped at the point where we're trying to push we made some changes locally. We committed the change, if I remember. We created a Git commit, and we just had a point where we need to push to a remote branch. But just to recap, these are some of the commands we talked about. Git init to set up a local repository. Git status to so check the files you've made changes or you've modified, just to be sure that you're making the change to the right file, or else before you commit them. And git diff shows you the difference, just to be sure. Are you sure you made the right changes before you commit them? Just to confirm. You do git diff. It shows difference between the old files and the new file you made change. Um, Git log actually tells us the history of your log commits. We demonstrated some of this in the last session. Git branch is for us to create a new branch. Imagine you're working within a team and you have a dev, let's call it dev branch. If you have a new feature you need to add, it's in a normal working environment, you need to create a new branch, check out from the develop branch, add your feature branch, and then do whatever feature you want to do then before you push it across for review, then to be merged in, create a PR. Yeah. So I think we are at the point where we are trying to do pull requests and I think we are here to do git push. So I'm going to bring up where's my 1 second. Yeah, my Visual Studio. So the last time we added, if you do git status, I think we last time we added 1 second. We added fetch to git log, as you can see. So using git log, we can easily see the previous commit. We initialize the commit and also updated git JS object. So JS object was updated, and you can see if you look at this one, git status, there is it shows us that we are here to commit this file. Typically, .vs code are supposed to be ignored. Are you familiar with git ignore? Does anyone know anything about git ignore? Okay, so these files are supposed to be ignored. Typically, it generates this file based on some your IDE configurations. You can look at there, just some settings basically. He added this because I turned on my Copilot. I don't want it to give me some auto completion because so it's added this, which is not useful to anybody, just for me. So we don't need to commit this file, just something like this. So we can either I know we've not talked about this yet, but we can either remove it, we can remove it from, let's say, we can remove it with this. So just will remove .vs. v.vs command. Which branch? .vs code. Yeah, no file. Come on, let me list the files to be sure we have it there. .vs code cached remove. Okay, I'll come back to this. I just want to remove it um from the Git from Git because already if you look at this, it's green because it has already been staged. So I need to unstage it. That's what I'm trying to redo. So it looks like we need to add one way to do this would be to add a git ignore. A git ignore file is like a list which let me see if you can create a new file call. Let's create a new file. Save. New file. Let me just say remove the. You can easily specify whatever you want to ignore. You can ignore .git, automatically it's ignore .git file. So if you wanted to ignore some other files, like this git, for example, you can ask it to ignore the git.js file. Yeah. Come on. I'm just trying to get. Let me call it .git ignore. And can I save? Yeah. .git ignore. Clear. Just clear this. See. It's let's add the .git ignore file. It was added to yeah. Oh, sorry. It was added to the wrong place. Sorry. I need to move it outside. I need come on. Yeah, move. Yeah. Yeah. So we do git status now. We see that it has added a new file called .git ignore. Now we can add a commit. If you are sure of what we want to add, we do status. So it's ignore. You can just look at what you did before I commit it. This git ignore, I need to talk more about it. So it's basically used to ignore whatever files you don't want to check in. So any files you don't want to check into your remote repository or your local repository, you add them into git ignore. So if you look at this file, I added .vs code. Initially, this .vs code was showing as green, telling us that it has been checked in. So now it has been ignored because it found this git ignore file. Git understand whenever I see the .git ignore file, it ignores this in it avoid checking it in. So also this git.js, I intentionally added it here. You should also ignore, you can see it's already ignored the file. Because you see, it also ignored the file because we don't need to check it. We just need to demonstrate. Now I will add in, if you do git add, we add in git ignore, then we've already added the file, then we need to commit, right? After adding, we need to check in the change. So this will create a new snapshot for us. So this is whatever message you want to just say hard git ignore file. So now if you look at the git log, say you've added in a new commit with a different checksum. This is a different ID. These are the commits of the ID for each commit we've created so far. So this is the latest one. It created a different checksum for us. And this tells us that we only have 3 commits. So once again, so well, after committing, now I'm kind of sure. Should I say I'm sure, or I want to check this into the remote branch? What should we do to check it in? Can anyone tell me? How do I push this to the remote branch? What will be the first step here? Anyone? Yep. Okay, so the first thing to do is to create a remote repository. So if you need to push in your code to a remote repository, that means the repository must have maybe most likely exist in the either whatever version control system, maybe GitHub or GitLab or Bitbucket. The first thing you need to do is to have a remote repository. At the moment, I do not have a repository for this intro.intro.js, but let's try to see if we can do something together. So Git or go to my profile. Am I logged in? Yeah. So we need to create a new repository. Are you familiar with GitHub? So this first thing you need to do, create a new repository. So we can call this is, yeah, we can call it, maybe just give it the same intro to JS. Now we can, these are actually optional. We can decide to have an optional field wherever I want to type in there. How do you want to make it visible? Is it a public repository or a private repository? So keep it as public. So we can also have a template, but we don't want to use a template. Do you want to add a README? Do you know what the README is used for, anyone? Before just to say, is so as it specifies here, READMEs are used to describe whatever, just like documentation. If you want to document your project, this is what needs to be done. This is the what the project is about, how to run them, how to test them, something like that. Yeah, as much as possible, just documentation. So at the moment, I'll turn it off. And do you want to add a Git signal? The Git signal tells Git which file not to track, like I said. So Git signal, when you have a Git signal, we already have a Git signal, so we don't need to add it. So if you were to, we already added one, so we don't need to add this one. The one had the license, I'll keep it as no, then I'll create this one for myself. Now, basically, it already tells us how we can push the code to the repository or to the remote branch. I'm currently using SSH. I believe you all have most likely configured our SSH locally. And so I'm currently using SSH. So the first thing is saying, okay, do a git init to initialize your local repository. We don't need to do this because we've already done that in our local. Add a readme if we need to, but all of these does not really concerns us. So the first thing we need to do is is to add a the remote origin, so that we can just like be able to connect both our local and our remote together. So when we commit or push a code, it understands or it knows where to push the code. So using the specify URI basically. So I will do this. I'll copy this one. So git, yeah, let me just copy it and paste it. So what this is we're going to do is it's going to set the remote remote to be this for a local repository, just like connecting both local and remote together. So now we have our remote set. Now we need to, because we don't have a main branch, if you do git branch, come on. Yeah, we have a master branch and we have initial setup. We have a test branch. So we can either push in our test branch directly, or so what we're going to do is, if I try git push, this git push is used to push in your changes, your local changes to a remote branch or remote repository. So if I try this, it will not go. Why? Because we need to specify this origin where it's a bit confused. Okay, where should I push this to? We need to set in like an offset and a kind of upstream origin. This is now the branch. So it's with this you understand how to push it. So initially we don't have any such branch. The only branch we have on the remote is main. So remember, it created a main branch for us automatically. So we need to specify the upstream, then it will be able to push our code across. So this is how the code is being pushed. It checks it compresses the object, writes the object, and it resolved the remote branch. So you understand that this is the new remote URL we created. And if you go back to our remote branch, if you refresh this, what do we see? Do we see the changes there? So it pushed to a test branch. So which is the same as the branch we are using locally, right? So it's pushed to a test branch. So this is how Git actually works. So you need to specify the remote URI, the offstream branch. So if I make a change, you already understand initially, because it does not understand how or where to push. But if I make a quick change now and say let me say but before I do that, I would want us to, because I want us to also demonstrate how pull requests work, then I need to have two branch at least. At the moment, we only have a test branch. So what we're going to do is I will create, let's say, either I create the branch from on the GitHub account itself, or we can do it from you can do it from the command line, basically. I'll create a new branch, git checkout. Let's call it main branch. So can someone tell me what other way can we check out to a branch? I know we have git checkout. Is there any other keyword you're familiar with? Anyone? No. So there's
Can you
also,
repeat?
okay. If you want to check out to a different branch, there are two ways. I think currently there are two ways. One is to use a git checkout. The other way is to use what? Does anyone know that? Are you familiar with the command? I think we talked about it a bit last time when I shared the playground, the git playground the last time. So it's git switch. If you want to switch, it's called git switch. So if I want to switch back, we are currently on the main branch. If I want to switch back to the test branch, so it just switch. We can also use git checkout, basically. We are mostly familiar with git checkout, so you can check out the main branch. We are back to the main branch. See, you can use git switch or git checkout. So those are those two commands you can use to change our branches. So we are in git the main branch. So we need to push in the main branch as well. So I've pushed in the main branch. If we refresh, if you come back here, you see that we have two branches. The default one is a test, and the main is not the default. In a real project, main is always the default branch. So we need to make this change. So I'll go back to my settings. There is a branch. Under the branch, where the branch is, no, not this one. Let me see. There is 1 second. Good. Okay, 1 second. Let me go back here. Yeah, branches. Yeah, I think it should be this one. Yeah. So branches, the default is set to main. So if you can set, let me see, view rule, no rule. I think we can, let me go back to settings again. I'm just trying to look for where we'll make that change. Is it here? Let me be sure. Rule set, no. Yeah, let's start with this. We can also set a rule for our main branch to prevent committing into the main branch directly. So when you are within a team, we try to prevent some action so that someone cannot easily override some changes on our main branch or a dev branch. So we usually have some settings. I think it should be, I think it's not.
Sorry to interrupt you,
Yeah, yes,
but
please.
when you go back to settings, go
Yeah,
back, uh,
yeah,
when
yeah.
you click settings,
Mhm.
right there, default branch is right
Yeah, yeah,
there.
yeah. Yeah, exactly. I wanted to create a rule. I was looking for the default branch. Thanks for pointing me to this. Yeah, we
Yeah,
can update the branch, rename, oh, not rename, sorry. Switch default branch. Yeah, this is it. Yeah. So now our default branch has been switched to be main. I think we can also add a rule. 1 second, trying to look for it. Allow rebase, pull request, prevent, where is it? Yeah, it should be rule set, no, branches. I think should be a rule, then you can just say main branch. Block force push, yeah, something like if blocks for main branch, you want to prevent force pushing, to require at least a pull request before we merge, at least one approver. So let's try something like that. Just trying to um safeguard our main branch. So just trying to create some rules. Only allow user with bypass permission. Yeah, I would just start with the minimum one for now. So I need to get my verification code. 1 second. GitHub 0251. Yeah, okay, rule created. So you go back to the code. So the main branch is now the default one, which is what we want it to be. Now, I will try to do something. Let's try to make a change. What change can we make here? Let me just duplicate this one and say, just leave it. Let's duplicate it. So if you go back to our terminal and say git status, it's already identified that we make the change at basis.js. Then we can do git add to stage the changes. If you check the status again, it has become green. Yep. So now what do we need to do? We need to commit the change. So we just say update, update, update basics. .js, something like that. Something. Our commit message should be meaningful. So at least describe what we actually did. So now I'll try to push into this branch. Will this push will it be prevented or will it allow it? Let's see. So I think it allowed the push to the branch because I'm suspecting that we didn't create the rule correctly. There's a rule, but it it did not apply the rule. Let me see. Let's see again. Where usually see the rule somewhere. The rule. Yeah, is it this one? It looks like he did not even save. I thought we added the rule, right? We created a rule for the main branch, and it looks like. So where is it? Where is the rule then? Set it already as this. Oh, okay. There's one rule here. It's disabled. Why? It's been a while used. Let me see. There should be other ways to create the rule. Let's see. Branches. Yeah. I think this one I usually use. The classic one, yeah. Let's try this one. Require pull request for merge, yeah. At least one, yeah. And do not, let me see. Don't allow force push, yeah. Let's create this one. I just want to show you how to safeguard in case you decide to have an open source project or you're working within a team. So we need to try to see how to safeguard our repository at least. So I will make this change again and see. Okay. And let's see again. Hopefully. Yeah, did I do kill? No, don't do that. Git status. Git status, we've updated this one. And we can add it git add, git commit. And now let's try git push. No. Yeah, you can see it looks like, let me see. Maybe I I probably did not look at the message of the previous one. So this is it. The changes didn't go through, but it said change must be made through a API or pull request. So it's prevented the push to the repository. So if you go back to the just to be sure that it prevented it, we have how many comments on the repository? We have I think it allowed it eventually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Git log 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 1 second. Quit. So you know what? I will just demonstrate how pull requests work. I will go back to check. I'll switch back to tests and make a quick change. Now let's see git status. Do you have anything to commit? So let's say let me go back to main. Git main and sorry, switch. Git switch. main. Now, let me check the status of this one. All up to date. So we can do, now let's say we want to add a new feature. Let's call the feature, let me just call it whatever. Just check out into a new branch. We can use a new branch. Let's say, feature, bug fix. Let's say bug fix, for example. Bug fix. So it's going to create a new branch called bug fix for us. And what do we need to change here? Do we need to, well, let's take away whatever we had it. This is a bug fix. Let's take it away. So we make the changes and 1 second. Git status. Yeah, git hard. Git commits. Please let me know if I have any question as we go. We can say remove unnecessary on let's see unnecessary logs. Then we can push this. Still going to say, so we need to specify because it's a new branch, we need to specify the branch name because the branch does not exist in the remote here, so we need to set it in the upstream. Yeah. Now we've pushed into the remote. So if you come back to this, to see our branch. So we've created this new feature. What we did was just to remove the unnecessary comment or log we had it. So typically, if I want to check this into the main branch, what I would do is to create a pull request. This is basically called a pull request. So what change did I make? I only removed the comments or the logs I actually did not need anymore. So we can add description. Say this is to remove the console log, duplicate console logs messages. And basically this, if someone wants to review this, we already know, okay, your description should have a lot of information about what you did. So you should already know what change you made. So it's easy for the person to go through the review it. So now I'm going to, this is the pull request. I'm going to maybe what time? Can someone, let me see if someone will be able to approve this one or not. It's on the chat. Can someone go to that link? If you're going to review and approve. So if you can see, it says merging is blocked because it requires at least one reviewer based on our rules, the rules we've set in. So if someone can go into the URL, are they able to review the link at all?
We can see the link, but like we don't have review
Okay.
authority, right? So
I don't think so. Let me see. Okay. Well, anyway, for now, I will try to bypass it. But if you want to try, you can try to clone this to your local and make a change, commit it, and create a pull request just to show you how pull requests have been created. You can try to pull this, clone this locally. So I know I've talked about Git clone. Git clone is just to get able to download your remote repository. So download your remote repository into your local repository or local machine, then you can start working on that project. So at the moment, I can just bypass this, and so it's basically the pull request has been merged and closed, so I can delete the branch because I don't need it anymore. So if you go back to the code, we see that we have just these two branches. The bug fees is gone. We've merged the changes. So if we go back to the commit, so now we have we've merging the changes and fine. Would would anyone would you like to try to clone this and see if we can make a change and we can see kind of review the change within the short time we have? Someone can share the screen just to see. Maybe you've not tried Git clone before. It's a good way to try these things out yourself. Are we trying it? So are we trying to clone this already?
I don't know what I'm doing.
Okay. Then do you want to share your screen? Let's so you maybe you can understand what you need to do.
I don't know. Can I?
Yeah, you can. We can stop sharing maybe.
No, do I do it like that? Oh, I don't have anything approved. Hmm.
Oh.
Oh, did I log out? Happen? I don't know what's happening now. Okay, that was too confusing for me.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Michael, would you want to try?
I just tried doing it with GitHub Desktop. Did that do anything?
Okay.
I
But
wonder.
the same way, it's very important to get to the hands dirty with the command lines as
With
well.
the command
Anyway.
line, for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was just wondering how the
Yeah.
GUI would work.
Yeah. It's worked perfectly. In the recent time, I use it more anyway.
Yeah, I'm not capable enough to do it with the command line yet, so
Yeah. Yeah, we
I'll
can
defer to
do.
somebody else.
Yeah, we can do it together. Maybe just someone should just volunteer to share a screen. Then we can run through the command together, and yeah.
Nobody else wants to do it? Okay. Here.
Yes.
Full screen. Yeah, why not? So I need to open up a terminal, yeah?
Yeah.
This is
Do you have SSH
I
or is
don't actually. Is that gonna be a
okay.
problem?
Have you tried to clone before?
Not in
Okay.
in
And
like at
then
least 6 months.
yeah. Okay, it's either you do you have your I know GitHub require access token if you're using HTTP.
I would need to set it
HTTP.
up, it looks
Okay,
like.
I think you need to do some setups.
So does anyone else want to take over?
Anyone?
I'll
Yeah,
defer.
I can go.
Yeah,
Cool.
thank
Thanks,
you.
Jessica.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Um, sorry, I got a little distracted. So am I
It's fine, yeah.
GitHub? Okay. Whoopsie.
Do you have the URL? The one I shared in chat?
Oh yes, this one.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yes, so you can go to the code, click on code.
Click on code.
Yeah, yeah. Then try to clone this one. Yeah. Yeah, I
As
think you already have a SSH. Oh, yeah. So if you open the terminal,
yeah.
yeah,
Sorry. It's uh
yeah, you can decide to go to the preferred directory you want it to be downloaded into. So if you
yeah.
want, yeah, just change the directory. Yeah,
Uh
yeah,
uh what class
yeah.
uh
Then you can do git clone into a switch. Yeah, you can change the directory.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, let's see. Uh
I, th I think it created Cody Dream Git or it switched to Cody Dream. You have two
yeah.
directory. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah,
Uh
git clone, then the URL. Yeah, yeah. So just for everyone to see this is typically how you download a code from a repository. You just git clone, then you specify the URL, and it basically just download the files down. So the first thing you need to do is ensure you have SSH configured. It's more easier than the HTTPS, which requires specifying getting access token and all. Now, so you can open this in your maybe what your time any of your ID. Yeah, you have
yes.
code. Yeah, yeah. So basically, this is the project. Try to make a change to any of those file, and we can just try to see how we can usually typically collaborate within team.
Um okay. I'll just
Maybe you could just even have a function. We have one function that say double value. You can have one that say, okay, um, multiply value by 3 or triple value or whatever.
uh sorry, what should I do?
Can you copy the line 29?
29, yes.
Yeah, yeah. Just copy the function and say, just for us to see that you added something. Yeah. Change the name to triple value or something instead of double value.
Triple value?
Yeah, yeah,
Maybe. Okay.
yeah. Multiply by 3. Then just console log triple value, then pass in any random value there.
Mm,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You can check
mm.
check it in. Let's try to stage your change.
Oh yeah. So
Key status. Are you a main? Can you create a branch? So the first
uh,
thing you need to do is to check create a branch. Let's say feature triple value or something or whatever branch name you want to call it. Yeah,
or
exactly. Yeah, yeah. That's fine too. Yeah, yeah. Git git add, then git commit. Mm-hmm. Oh,
um,
oh, yeah. Mm.
Uh,
Your email address. Okay, just push. Yep.
okay.
But I need to specify the offspring. Yeah, just copy that. Yeah. The permission denied. Yeah. What could that be?
Because of the rules
The
or
collaborators. I think this is a public repository, so I believe.
So when I tried to do it with GitHub Desktop, it said I had to fork it first. So I wonder if
Oh
that may
yeah.
have been an issue.
Yeah, you can limit how many branch on second. I think you can allow merge, blah blah blah. I'm trying to look at the branch. Where are the collaborators? I can add people, for example. What's your email address, just so to be sure. What's your email address or username?
yes. Oops. Um, sorry. Where did I put it? Uh,
And go to GitHub. Which email address is attached to your GitHub account?
let me check actually.
Okay.
Um,
Okay, I think it's Jessica Dev, so let me just use Jessica Dev.
yes, I don't know what
Jessica.
email.
Okay. Jessica, I found it already, yeah. So
Thank you.
I invited you. So if you check your email, you should receive an email. You could accept the invite.
Um, in here? I'm not sure. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you could also see it here, I think. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good. Let's try to push now. Let's see what does it do. Yeah. So you're able to push. So imagine I have a project. I need to invite someone to collaborate with me. You can add the person to your repository so you can start collaborating. The other way is to fork the project, like you said, then add your changes and create a pull request, basically. Yes. So if you can check, can you go back to the GitHub and try to create a pull request so we can see, um,
Yes.
yeah,
Right.
yeah, yeah.
Should I?
Yeah, just write adding new feed function exactly. Yeah, yeah, cool. So you can request for review. Just request. Look at it already suggested the request. Look at from your right side on the top. No, no, no. Just scroll up a bit. Yeah, reviewers. Yeah, 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 yeah. Then click on request.
Sorry. Where do I can't see it?
Reviewers under the reviewers. I found my name.
Oh, right here.
Then click on request. Yeah. Yeah, so basically this is what I wanted us to go through. This is how to create requests. You can actually find a desired project online, an open source project, and you feel like you want to contribute to it. It's very important, and you can create a pull request. And so thanks a lot, Jessica. I'm going to take over the screen now.
Yes.
Um, yeah, where is the share screen? So this is the share screen. I'm taking out this one. Yeah, so now I got an email that, oh, someone has sent in a pull request. I'm going to check the pull request. So this is a pull request. and I can see that she made the change.
Did you want
So,
to share your
and
screen, Hassan?
can you see my screen? Oh, I
Not
thought I was.
currently.
One second. Can you see
Now we
now?
can. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, so I saw a pull request came in, and then she made the change. As a reviewer, we need to first check if she made any change. Looks like she made some kind of little changes based on our ID settings. So if you can look like these are like ID settings. Typically, we have what had it was double quote, and the change was done with single quote. All the double quote were converted to single quote. So as a reviewer, if this does not meet the standard of our code, okay, we prefer a double quote, then I'm going to write a message here, for example, and say, you can add a commit, please revert this change or whatever we want to change. So we say, please revert this change, and you can start to review and keep adding the same thing for all of these. And but this is not really important, so it's fine if you want to leave it. Um, I will I will just say finish review. Finish review, not really just a suggestion to review. I can actually approve it. And if I need to require change, I will select request changes, then she need to make the changes. Anyway, I'll resolve the comment, say, okay, it's fine. It's not a big deal. Now, after approving the changes, I can see that I can now merge it into my into the main account, main branch basically. So this is merged, and I can delete the branch. So now I've just demonstrated how team collaborate, work together, building products, amazing products. Um, so basically that's it. I wouldn't know if anyone has a question. If you need to ask a question. So now I can as well switch back to main and pull. And now this is where I think we've not talked about pulling. Now, my main branch does not have the change we just added to the repository yet. It doesn't have it yet because the remote branch is ahead of my local branch. So now what would I need to do is to use the command git pull. This will now pull down the changes from the remote to my local. So you can see that I pulled some of those changes, and one file change and 24 insertions and 20 deletion based on the changes Jessica has made. So if I look at that file, she added triple. I can see the change look my local. She added triple value, and she made some couple of changes about using single quotes instead of double quotes, which is fine. Yeah, I think that's it for. I wouldn't know if you have questions we can ask, then we can close it out for today. Any questions? I hope we got the whole explanations, and hope this session is useful. We can try more, play with GitHub. The last time I shared, I think I shared the link. Is it this one there? I shared this link, learning Git branching. You can go into this one and play around with it again, just to understand how Git branch work and how the whole stuff worked. It's typically like a game, so it's actually going to be fun to play with as well. So I'll post it on chat, you can look at it again. So in the absence of no further questions, I think we can wrap it up here, and let's enjoy the rest of the day. Yeah.
Thank you,
Cheers.
Hassan. We'll see you next
Cheers.
week.
Thank you. Yeah. Cheers. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Galaxy.